for some change. If you are looking for change in your business, in your life, so much has transpired, hasn't it, in the world? The world has changed. And excuse me, I'm just doing a little something on my screen here. And the world has changed, no question about it. And the way people are telling you how and where you have to work. First of all, you may have had a job that you really liked and you like being with people. And so you enjoyed going to an office or a place of business that actually says you can't go there anymore and you can't see your friends in the office and they have a different lifestyle than you do, but the place of connection was in the office. And poof, it's gone. And now you're at home and you went to the office because you wanted to get out of your home. And that was like a good balance, right? You had a great home life, but you don't want to be there all the time and ruin that, right? And then you want to you go to the office and you have that rich experience. I mean, people often badmouth 9 to 5, and in a lot of cases, there's a challenge where people are not really inspired by that job, or that job and that position, like limited. They thought they were going to go up and they were going to do big things, but the company said, well, we're not going to take in. Somebody came in and then you really felt bad. You got hurt, you got damaged, you gave so much, and the company didn't give back. I mean, a lot of reasons why that's in that context of why you may want some change or why you want to look for change, right? Because what you thought was going to serve you, even if it was 20 years ago, it never turned out the way, and you're like in a rut, so to speak, and you want more. And there's a lot of things you can do online just by sitting at your computer, staying at your computer all day long, and like that is not my thing. My thing is I have traveled around the world and back again. Not all countries, but I've done a little more than 101 countries firsthand. I know not the newspaper, okay? Like I went to the UK to do a trade show in Birmingham and stayed at my agent's home. Every morning he turned on BBC first thing, and what did they do? They flipped through the newspapers, every newspaper, and they read the articles on the news every morning. And I'm like, man, my gut, I feel it right now. My gut would churn because I don't want to hear that stuff at the beginning of my day. I want to have a great day. But I learned something about the culture there, and I lived in England. I opened a company in England. I distributed, and in that experience, it's just so rich. Like, did I like everything? No. Are there a lot of things I liked? Did I have a rich, interesting, captivating experience? Yes. My family was there. My daughter went to school there. My wife had an experience there. She lived there. We lived by the ocean. It was fantastic in the southwest of England. Just one of the experiences from getting out. I've just never had an office job. I own my company. I have an office in my company. But I went to my job when I wanted to. Sometimes I was called, they needed me there, and I would go because of that. But I called my shots. And so there's a lot of people in different levels, right? You maybe started a job, you've been there for 5 years, it's not doing what you thought it was going to do, plus this COVID silly thing. I just call it a big lie, but anyway, this COVID thing that says you can't do this, you can't do that, and you've got restrictions where you worked, and you weren't really comfortable there anyway, and it was looking like it's time to change. Well, I've got a program. It's the Total Life Freedom Method that I've given people. I mean, it could be interim. You could go into this business so you can travel and you can discover and you can make money and you can stay fit and you can meet new people. And the thing about fairs, festivals, and events and selling at them, selling something quality, easy to carry around, jewelry, precious metals, at a fair and a festival, is it's small and compact, it's easy. And then you can even have a business on the road, like so many people do. And you find a place that you really like, and you might stay there for the entire summer because it's like a cool place. And there's fairs around and festivals and local, small, medium, large, but plenty to make 20, 30, 40, $50,000 or more in a season. Because I just got off the phone. I had a long conversation with one of our long-term customers, friend, and client last night about fairs and festivals. He went back to the United States to do fairs at the beginning of September. And he's been doing them. He says, yeah, this one got shut down, but these are all wide open. And so he, in his first weekend, he did like $9,000. And that was like, he didn't expect, he just showed up and he didn't put a lot of effort into that one, but he made $9,000. Granted, he knows where to go, what to do, but we have incorporated in our program and our training, we give you. So you say, hey, I'm interested in Renaissance. I'm interested in New Age. I'm interested in faith. I'm interested in a Wicca pagan or healing, or I'm interested in Viking or pirates. I mean, there's all kinds of fairs and festivals all over the place. So we can give you the resource, or you can just go online. There's a couple of websites that I'm a member of that we get. You search for your niche, then they tell you, then you search for the part of the country, and you see these fairs and festivals, and you want to go there, even if it's across the other side of the country, or it's only 100 miles away, and maybe you didn't even know about it, but you can make money there. Have fun, bend, twist, reach out, get the credit card, let them swipe your phone, stripe, fill your bank account while you're smiling and talking about things you're passionate about. Surf shows, there's boat shows, there's nautical shows, scuba diving shows. We have a line of sea life jewelry, nautical jewelry, and equestrian and horse jewelry. A lot in northern Florida. Wow. There is a huge following of people in Florida. There's plenty of business. And now we do gold. If you want to go, if you have money to invest, now would be a time. The prices of gold are dropping. You want to get in now. It will go back up. So you'll have an inventory that will be valuable in more than one way. So in my research, I was researching RV shows. I drove from Massachusetts to Florida. I stopped at RV campgrounds and mobile home. What are they called? Motor home places. Okay, where people park their motorhomes and parks, mobile home parks. Okay. And I went to them and I talked to the people that run them. And I realized that in their centers, right, they have like a meeting center for people there. And I've gone to all levels from just like an inexpensive place to a very high-end, beautiful, classy swimming pool. Matter of fact, I stayed because I got shipwrecked in a place for a couple of months. Beautiful hall, and I mean, it was a library, just so you can take it anywhere you want, and fairs and festivals all around. So what I found was there are people that they retire and they didn't really want to retire. They wanted to do something. And one thing about if you're retiring, it doesn't matter at what age, you leave a group of people and then you're kind of on your own, right? You're in a new world. And what I've discovered is that people want to be with people. They want to connect with others. People need people, don't we? And so they're out, and I said, well, so how about fitness? They go, yeah, people, they go for walking, but is fitness important, right? Fitness is always important at any age. So fun is important, that you're smiling, you're talking with people that talk the same language. If you love horses, you talk about horses. That's inspiring. That adds years to your life when you are living into the things that you love. You're inspired, you're uplifting when you're happy and you feel good. Guess what? Your immune system gets stronger. You repel the garbage. In my book, I mean, I am living proof. I'm my own guinea pig. I've done a lot of research, and I've been sicker than hell and in hospital, and I overcame it all. And there's a lot to that healing process. So some people do new age shows, chakra shows. Anyway, you get out there and you live, and that's a whole nother thing. Symbolic jewelry, right? Archangels, and we sell things that inspire others and uplift others. They uplift us, uplift others. We make money, we have fun, we meet new people, new friends, and we're making money. That's retirement. Yeah, fun, right? And you call your shots. So you say, well, I want to work 20 weekends a year. I want to work 10. I want to work these small shows in my neighborhood and just go out and rub shoulders with the locals. Or I want to go to another state because I know they have a really cool fair there. And there's food festivals that have vendors, all kinds of festivals have vendors. And you get to experience all this fun stuff that you wouldn't otherwise, because you got this locked into this job. You don't have enough time. You go away on the weekend, 2 days, you got to come back. So when I was living in the UK, I want to tell you what my weekend was to measure it. So my wife, my daughter, we hopped in our estate wagon, which in the United States is called the station wagon. And we drove from the southwest of England to the Dover ferry. We got on the ferry and we went to France. From France, we drove through Belgium. We met our distributors in Netherlands, beautiful northern Netherlands, right on the border of Germany, on the seashore. I went back there just a couple of years ago and talked with them again. I met them at a trade show that I was at again. And it was in February. It was just beautiful. It was like more like a spring day. And I was at this port where it's a tourist area in the summertime, but in the winter, they still had a couple of cool places open. Just so much fun. So we drove from our home in England, and we got on the ferry and we went out for a drive. We didn't know how long we were going. We were just going to see our customers and to check out fairs and festivals. So we stayed the night there in the Netherlands, and then we went down to Germany, in Nuremberg, where we had a distributor. Then we went to Prague, my family, and the distributor in Prague was a fencer, and he was into Renaissance fairs and festivals, and took us to the only Celtic restaurant in Prague. I mean, the table was a tree, right? And the plates were hammered steel. I mean, it was just such an experience. And he walked us we ate there after he took us across Prague, from one side of Prague to the other. 5 hours we walked through all these shops, and he gave us the history of Prague because he was a historian. He loved Renaissance fairs. Then the next day we got in the car and we drove away towards Poland. On the way out of town, was like an hour away, was this other like smaller town, much smaller than Prague, but maybe 30,000 people. And they had a fair, like an annual fair that they probably had for the last 10 centuries. And they had authentic food that they had been cooking for, like, this was the local culture, the food of the people there, not any prepared food, everything just cooked right there. The way they used to make old bread and rolls and snacks and the meats and all the foods there. But as you went down the river, where the fair was, they had a carnival there. It was cool. And as you go, I go, this is so cool. No imports, no China, no nothing, just authentic. But this fair was huge. And the way the world is today, by the time we walked to the end of that fair, like an hour later, then they had the cheap goods, but it wasn't right up front. It was still the good old cultural event. And my wife and my daughter went on these rides. They were like 5 times as long than anything in Ocean City, Maryland. And my daughter was young. She's like 8 years old. She was having a blast, but they wouldn't stop the ride. And the ride cost 1/5 the price. Anyway, we got in the car and we drove away. And we drove into Poland. But on the way, it was like 11:30 in the morning at this point. We saw this thing that said zip line. Way out in the middle of nowhere, someone set up this zip line out in the forest in Czech Republic. So I asked my daughter, Brianna, you want to go on the zip line? She's like, yeah. I mean, there was no one there. And then a few people came. She was by herself, but she still had a blast. Across the street was an ice cream shop. And it was like noontime, and it was homemade ice cream from the cows in the field. I mean, we're just into our trip like the first week. And we went over into Poland and drove through Poland. And what an event. That was our weekend drive for 2 weeks. And that's what the total life freedom method allows you to do. Like, I don't feel like going home. And then when we turned around and went back to England is when we were really tired from doing so many things, and we didn't want to drive anymore, and we just drove back to England. And we were heading to Italy, but we said that'll be another trip. And we went to France. It goes on. But the point is, you can do this wherever you live. Whatever country you're in, you go out and have an adventure and make money. So because I'm a manufacturer and distributor, I was meeting our resellers. But you maybe you want to be a reseller too, but you as a reseller, selling to the retail buyer, B2C, can go see all kinds of people. Friends that you have across the country. You talk online. Mom, now I'm coming out to see you because I'm going to do some fairs. Hey, Louise, do you know any fairs? Or Jim, do you know any fairs in the area where you live? I'd love to come out and see you. And we can do some fairs and we can have some fun, be there for a week or whatever, making money, having fun, talking to your friends you met online, but you never met in person. How exciting. How much fun is that? I mean, I think it's fun meeting people and going to events and chilling and sitting down at a restaurant, chilling and connecting face to face, and living life. So if you're retired, and in 2020, a lot of people retired. There's a group called Our Village. I'm a member of Our Village. And I joined it at the end of 2019 because I went to an Our Village rally in Live Oak, Florida. They have it in January again this year and next year. And I went there and I set up a stand. I set up a whole booth there. I had a lot of tables. A lot of people came. And I made some good money and I met some people there that want to resell. And it was the membership was only around 150,000. But so many people retired early. Their membership is almost 500,000 people who I see the post. They go, well, I retired early. I got on the road. Well, the price of gas is up. Maybe you need some extra money. And this is one way to do it. And when you have a business, your motorhome, and you're traveling, like hotels and things become expensive, or your motorhome, but you have to talk to your accountant about that. I can't tell you a thing about that. I don't know the laws, but I know when you have a business on the road, whether you're a trucker or you do fairs or festivals or you're a salesperson, I know there are certain deductions you can take advantage of, not taking so much money out of your bank to travel and see your friends. You've got a legitimate business and your friends just happen to be along the way. And you make money, North Carolina, South Carolina, North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Florida, Arkansas, wherever you want to go, Michigan. I mean, there's a pirate festival up in Michigan, and we had a very big customer up there. Does fairs, festival, big Celtic for years and years and years. They had to tear down her building because she had a mold in it. They just cut the building down. It was so sad. But she had been on the road doing fairs. She still does. But she thought, oh man, I know this. I live here. The tourists come here in droves. And I met so many people from this area at fairs and festivals. I'm going to open a store. But it's only a seasonal store. She had a blast. And she met all these people. She's very Irish specific. She goes to Ireland all the time. So she has a following and she does so good. And you can too. And you pick your way, and we'll help you every step of the way. I will save you so much time and money by telling you what not to do. You can still do it, but things change, and things I don't know. But what I know is what I know, and that's what I can help you with. And I can explain some mistakes I've made to help you save money so you don't have to do it, give you a lot of shortcuts. In the Total Life Freedom Program, I've got 3 packages: a starter package, a safe investment package, and you're investing in precious metals at wholesale price. So even at the worst day, you sell the jewelry at wholesale price just to liquidate it. And I mean, I don't, that is like, we don't hear stories like that, especially with Peter Stone jewelry. We know some people can't sell the jewelry because everybody else is selling it and they're competing on price. But that's the Peter Stone difference. It's why I started my own company and my own jewelry manufacturing with 43 niche markets. And if you want to find out what those are, you can go to peterstone.com. We've got affiliate programs. You can do drop ship programs. You can set up a small or a big online store that supplements you going to fairs and festivals. So you don't want to work for a couple of months. Now you have an online store. Nothing like waking up with a couple $100 on your phone or your computer while you're having coffee and breakfast. It's making money is much easier today than it was before, especially if you build a reputation. You get mail lists while you're at fairs and festivals. You take people's names. What's your favorite social media? Write it down. We'll connect with you there. We'll let you know what we have new for the holidays so you can buy gifts for your family, your grandchildren, your children. And so it's not about just people buying for themselves. So if you're in the retirement or thinking about retirement, it's about the kids and the grandkids. And those are the people that make you smile, and your friends. And you buy them gifts because there's nothing left to do but to give, right? Give a smile, give a gift. Give a symbol, a message of hope in beautiful sterling, silver, or better yet, gold jewelry. So Peter Stone has it all. And to find out more, really sign up here and subscribe on the link to get updates. But follow us here on LinkedIn. Follow us here on Instagram. And we've got another list of social media platforms that we're on now, so we can talk like the way we want to talk. This is Peter Stone saying, live into your life of freedom. Live into your passions. Make sure you have a rewarding life and not a life that is controlled by others, that's controlled by your passions, your life, what you want to do. Making money, having fun, talking to friends, staying fit, along the entire journey, adding years to your life. I know. The spirit of life is what keeps us around. The spirit of friends and smiling faces. Rip off the damn mask, because you got to see smiles and connect with people, not shifty eyes with pads over your face. Just sometimes we see smiling eyes, but it's nice to see a smiling face. Get out, live your life, live the life of total freedom. This is Peter Stone saying, click on some of these links and check us out next month, October, just around the corner. The Peter Stone Jewelry Institute is being launched. That's our training school and our training for the Total Life Freedom Program. So how you can live into your life, not make big mistakes, not make costly mistakes, get to how you can do it and overcome your fears. I see it when I go to the travel sites. People are always asking, well, what about the mail? What about this? Like, I've been traveling since I was a kid. And so mail is like, that's not an issue. We'll get you lined up with everything you need, doing banking online, everything, deposits online. I mean, we know this. So doing business and living into your freedom in a fun way, not sitting on your computer, stiff back, locked up. You get out of your chair and you're like, oh my God, I'm so stiff, because you didn't move around, you didn't twist, you didn't bend, you weren't out in the sunshine, full of vitamin D, building your immune system and cutting out the crap and adding the beauty into your life. Sorry, I had an alarm come here. So I'm going to check out and see you on Wednesday, next week. And I will be there on Tuesday as well and on Monday. So this is Peter Stone. Check out our program. I mean, really, if you are not living the life of freedom, you're losing a lot. I'll see you later.